Hi, this is KY Chia at your service. Today I'm going to share with you a story of public caning in my school, ACS Tala-Anson, in the 1960s. Yeah, early 60s. That's my time zone. You know, we had this headmaster who was very fetish about public caning. And yeah, during his reign of terror, no less than 30 students have been subjected to this kind of humiliation and abuse, and they seem to revel in it. For the slightest infringement, you see, I myself was caned, but the story will be told later. It's a different story altogether. But like I say, there are some really deserve it. Like I'm not going to mention their names. Like some have involved in petty theft, like stealing bulbs from bicycles. It's parked in the school, and there was also one kid, who pee in a church just across the road on the receptacle where the holy water was. That was serious, right? Okay. So anyway, we were caned for many reasons. I have my story to tell as well, but it's not not being naughty. But like I say, it's for the slightest infringement. I think. But once your names were submitted, he would just cane without looking at the reason. After caning, he would just smile with a smirk on his face and say, "Good, it was that good." Well, of course, we will be. Seething with anger and about vengeance in our heart, in our little hearts. We were very angry with him at that time in history. But of course now, if we look back, I think probably he has done the right thing. If you go back and tell your mother, we would be caned as well. The teachers, they washed their hands because they were the ones who they were complicit actually, because they were the people who submitted our names. But of course, there were some teachers who were sympathetic with us, and this the thought, perhaps there was not this kind of corporal punishment should be done away with, But probably in those days they believe in this doctrine: spare the rod and spoil the child. When it so happened, this headmaster, was so obsessed with the public caning. We had so many headmasters before this, through the years. We had primary school headmaster, I forgot his name, and there's another Tirathram Nagaratnam, and a few other headmasters. This is the only headmaster that like to do the caning, the coup de grace. He seems to enjoy it, because there's so many things. Like James Dean, it so happened that during that time there was a show, movie about James Dean, Rebel Without a Cause, that kind of thing. We were also influenced by it. So were we traumatized? Of course we were traumatized, to say the least. Who wouldn't be traumatized? And then especially your children, when you're being caned, you'll be teased, and people will look around you, will look at you and say, "This is a guy who has been trained, who has been caned by headmaster." So we carry with us. It's not a stigma. It's just there's a thing of it, but also soon it will be forgotten because we are all children, unlike adults. But you always not look back in anger, but look back with fondness, because it's the process of learning, and this is what you get. Some get it, some do not get it. So it's part of growing up in Tala-Anson town. Well, it was good memory, and so we talk and laugh over it, So there were so many things that we can remember during our childhood days in school. So anyway, thanks to the headmaster, and he has done a good job. So to really knock some sense into us, so that so that they also take a part in bringing up a child, you know, not just at home but in school as well. Spare the rod, yeah, and spoil the child. So, but the thing is, yeah, we remember with fondness, but we always believe, you know, the wound heals, but the scar remains, right? So until this day, we still remember. It was a wound, but not a very deep wound, superficial wound, but the scar, the memory of it still remains with us. And it's a fond memory. You think so? Okay. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.